after failing in a number of auditions, a young boy from Canada used to think big about becoming a Hollywood star. He believed in himself and the universe that success was around the corner. One day he wrote a check to himself of $10 million dated 5 years later and promised that he will earn this money before that date. The universe responded to his big thinking and he became a superstar worth millions before that date with his first great success. I'm talking about none other than Jim Carrey. Now you must be curious to know, how do you think big? To think big means to think about doing big things. But usually we think according to what we have seen and heard from our parents, teachers, friends, peers, relatives, media, and circumstances, which create a mindset. So today I will tell you how do you think. Your thinking requires you to view this world as a playground, and you are a player. When you are a player, you have to choose a game. Every human has to play only one game, that is to prove his worth in this world. For example, take the leaders like Barack Obama and Nelson Mandela, or Hollywood stars like Tom Hanks and Angelina Jolie, or soccer players like Pele. All these individuals prove their worth in this world through just one thing, that is thinking big. And this kind of thinking has been given a name called moonshot through the greatest achievement of mankind ever, that is NASA's moon effort in May 1961, with President John F. Kennedy declaring that the United States would put a man on the moon within the decade. So, what was the name of the formula? Moonshot. Now I will give you 6 tips that you need to master for becoming a moonshot in life. Okay, step 1 in moonshot thinking. Channel existing energies. I repeat, channel existing energies. When President Kennedy set the Moon Initiative in motion, the US space program had already been underway for 2 years. And Project Mercury had recently sent men into space. Kennedy wasn't charting a new path from scratch. He was channeling existing capabilities for a desired outcome with a focused goal. To create moonshots that work, do not start from the drawing board. One just has to give direction, ambition, and urgency to initiatives already in the works. Now, listen to me very carefully. JFK did not start out of the blue when he declared to step onto the moon by the end of the decade. NASA had already been to space. Hence, you need to see what have you already achieved. For example, check out how do you perform in something that you enjoy doing? Or for that matter, how have you performed in one of the subjects in your curriculum? If you are being told that the best professions lie in the field of science, but you are good at literature, then you could go for a moonshot in the field of humanities by performing well in civil services or public relations, or even as a writer like William Shakespeare, the best example I can quote. Shakespeare was very skilled at adapting topics that he read about. Somewhere between 1585 and 92, Shakespeare left Stratford for London and joined a company of actors as a performer and a playwright. This is where Shakespeare channeled his existing energies, and his plays became very popular with audiences, and he quickly established himself as a successful playwright. This proves that you should also be well aware of what are your existing talents lying latent within you that will catapult you to success. So, this was the first step for imbibing moonshot thinking. Now, we go to step 2 of moonshot thinking. Do not be prescriptive. I repeat, Do not be prescriptive. When Kennedy set the goal, he outlined concrete terms. Put a man on the moon and get him back safely. And give a deadline. Do it by the end of the decade. Beyond that, he left it open as to how NASA would achieve the goal. The decisions were left to those who were closest to the challenges and could answer them best. To create moonshots that work, set out the what and the when, and leave the how to those closest to the problem. Hence, do not be too precise. Be open to experimentation and follow the pole star of your moonshot. Take the example of Muhammad Ali, the legendary boxer. He did not simply keep hitting the punching bag all the time. In fact, he indulged in a lot of rigorous acts that enhanced his power to bear powerful body blows in the ring and still hit back with equal magnitude. Similarly, if you look at Steve Jobs, the stalwart of Apple, he was more interested in calligraphy than any other kind of technical knowledge during college days, which stimulated his innovative sense beyond all parameters. This shows that one should have a clear view of where to reach, but one should not look for a beaten track. Instead, one must follow one's instinct as legends like Steve Jobs did, so that hidden potentials are activated. Here we complete step 2 in moonshot thinking. Now we go to step 3 of moonshot thinking. Take small steps in the service of big ideas. From 1961 to 1969, the lunar landing, that is NASA's moonshot, was a series of 23 small-scale individual missions, 12 Gemini missions and 11 Apollo missions, each with its own teams, roadmaps, goals, successes and failures. This allowed NASA to concretely measure outcomes each step of the way. The best moonshots bind together a series of much smaller projects or goals in the service of one big vision. Similarly, before Wilbur and Orville Wright actually achieved a sustainable flight, the truth is that in every experimental process, from kites to gliders and from gliders to planes, they used to take 5 sets of spare parts because the end result of a crash was a total loss. As Steve Jobs says, we are not perfect. He meant to say that no matter what, we all make mistakes and fail. But our perseverance in pushing hard and learning from every failure is the real key to success. It is unfortunate that geniuses of our time mostly get portrayed in the media as perfect. Truth be told, it was their mistakes that made them great. So I repeat, step 3 for the formula: take small steps in the service of big ideas. This means keep falling till you don't start walking. Keep walking till you don't start running. And keep a moonshot to fly high. Okay, after applying the 3 aforesaid steps, you will start realizing that you are growing as a professional. Now, if you want to maintain the same momentum of growth, you must apply the next 3 steps. Here comes step 4 for the bigger you. Get return on your investment as you go. I repeat, get return on your investment as you go. Kennedy was clear from the outset that the real ROI for the lunar project would come from beating the Soviet Union in the space race, thus giving the US return on its investment along the way. Similarly, when your project starts giving positive results, see that you leverage on it by adding value to your operations and human resource. And If it is a real innovation, you could kickstart another project without losing focus on the present one. It is because of this that the name Tesla gives a chill down the spine to its competitors. So, the moment you start getting positive results, see how you can leverage on it and get return on your investment as you go. Step 5 is for the passionate moonshot because none of us is as good as all of us. Hence, don't go it alone. Although NASA employed around 35,000 people, 12,000 corporations, and the Saturn V rocket alone was built by 3 different companies. They had a team of some of the best engineers in making the moon project happen. NASA leveraged every possible partner to build a vast ecosystem of subject matter experts working towards the same goal. Similarly, if your goal is to build a world-level social media platform like Facebook, you must start clearly delegating powers to experts in defined arenas and get immediate results towards your moonshot. And now, the final step to your moonshot. Continually communicate progress. In this 6th step, when NASA undertook the moon project, it transformed itself from a secretive government agency into a public relations and marketing machine. They did this with the understanding that US taxpayers, who were the ultimate stakeholders, needed to understand and care about the mission and its progress. Similarly, you need to make sure to tell your story well to the people who matter the most, especially the ones who are looking forward to your grand success. Last but not the least, I quote Paul Arden, the man who made brands like British Airways, The Independent newspaper, leaders like Margaret Thatcher, and many more other heartthrobs across the world. Quote, "You need to aim beyond what you are capable of. You must develop a complete disregard for where your abilities end. Try to do things that you are incapable of. If you think you are incapable of running a company, make that your aim. Make your vision of where you want to be a reality. Nothing is impossible." Unquote. Just listening is not enough. We want you to think big because we see you as a star in your life. Thank you.